the phone for us right now. We want to bring in Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer. Good morning, Mayor Dyer, and we know that this is such a tragic situation right there in Orlando. I know the situation continues to unfold. What is the message right now that you want to send out to your residents and particularly those across the country?
Well, we experienced a horrific crime here in Orlando overnight. Many lives were lost and many more are going to be affected by having witnessed the event. That we're a strong, resilient community. We need to come together and pray for and lift up the families of the victims, pray for the victims. We had a very coordinated effort among our law enforcement personnel from a number of counties in a hostage situation that actually probably saved dozens of lives. So thank you to the men and women of the Orlando Police Department and the supporting agencies.
And Mayor George Stephanopoulos here. What more can you tell us about the gunman? We learned a lot at that press conference a while ago, saying the gunman was well prepared, had an assault rifle, handgun, maybe another device, and some indications that this person was not from Orlando?
The individual's not from our community. He traveled here to commit his crime.
Do we know where he came from?
I can't say more than the FBI did at this point. They're in charge of that aspect of the investigation, so I don't want to preempt anything on that, but I can tell you he's not from our community.
And the FBI also saying there were some suggestions that he may have had some kind of radical leanings, radical ideology?
I think they confirmed that they believe he acted alone and independent, but that he did have the leanings that you speak of.
Was there any indication before this event? Did you have any sign that there was something brewing?
None whatsoever. We don't know whether he randomly chose the club or chose it for a specific purpose. It's a standalone club with a parking lot, so one thought is that it was more accessible than some of the clubs that would be downtown. Or more downtown, so we just don't have enough information at this point to know his motivation for his selection of the target.
Mr. Mayor, there was a significant lag time between those first shots, which we believe were around 2 in the morning, and the deadly conclusion to this incident at around 5 in the morning. Do you have a sense of what was going on in between while those hostages were being held? Have you spoken to any of the people who were being held hostage by the gunman?
They are being interviewed. I can tell you that there was text communication between hostages, and there were separate areas in the building. So the gunman had a number of hostages in one restroom area, and then there was a second group of hostages isolated from there. And when we made entry, we were able to rescue, I think, all of the hostages that were being held or that were in this separate area.
And Mayor, we just talked about any indicators. I know the Florida Department of Law Enforcement moments ago said that they're looking into lone wolves or associates. Do we have any more clarification or clarity on that?
We have no indication that he had any associates.
And we talked about I know George mentioned he was not from the area. Could you tell us, was he a citizen of the United States?
I do not have that information.
But Mayor, just to summarize right now, you believe there were about approximately 20 people killed on the scene in that nightclub, 42 taken to hospitals, perhaps with injuries, that the gunman, from what you know right now, acted alone but came in from outside the area in order to carry this out. Our heart is going out to everyone in your town right now. Thank you for giving us all the information you were able to give us this morning, and we'll be back in touch as this story continues to develop.
Thank you very much. And I would say one correction is the number is probably in excess of 20.
In excess of 20. My goodness. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
We want to say thank you to Mayor Buddy Dyer, who has a heavy heart, as I'm sure all of us do across the country right now.